Hey guys, your Tech Admin here, and I actually got the day off work because the remains of Hurricane Irma are blowing through our area right now. So the workplace closed down for the day. So I figured I would go ahead and get started on this little series, this video series I'm working on. So the first video is going to be covering the T2155CDS. In my previous video, we saw that it did not boot. I have messed around with it a little bit since then off camera, and I did get it to boot. So the issue was apparently one of the settings in the BIOS was incorrect, and once I corrected it, I'm not sure which one it was because I set a bunch of them at the same time, but once I did that, it managed to boot completely up. So let's go ahead and power it on, and we'll watch it boot up. So there's our 4 megs of RAM. This laptop actually originally had 8 when I got it, but the 4 meg expansion was bad, so it didn't work. So I had to remove that, and I could never find a matching SODIMM to replace it with, so this is all we've got. It is running Microsoft Windows for Workgroups 3.11, and here you can see we are completely booted up. Everything seems to be working except for the sound. The sound isn't working. CD-ROM drive's working and the drivers for it are good. I've actually been trying to install the sound drivers from my discs that I created a long time ago. It's got a bunch of drivers on there. Having some trouble though, because one of the driver files I have requires you to insert a blank floppy, and then it writes the drivers to a floppy, and then you install them from that floppy. Well, the issue is the original drive that came with it is not working, and this drive here that came with my Tecra is not working either. They both spin up, but for some reason it can't read the discs. So let me go ahead and plug this in real quick, see if I can do this with one hand. There we go. And then plug it into the laptop back here. There we go. And we'll insert a disc. This one we'll do. It's got a MS-DOS installation disc. Put that in the drive, and then we'll come up here to File Manager. And then we'll select the A drive. And it does spin up, light turns on, it makes noise. But that's all it does. And then we get this. There's no disk in drive A. Insert disk and try again. I thought that maybe it was the drive belts in the drive, because there are rubber belts inside of these drives that that spin the discs, or anyway, the internal mechanism is powered by these rubber belts that are connected to the main drive motor. And I thought that maybe over time they had melted or become loose or whatever, but I took this drive here apart as far as I could, and let me tell you, that was not an easy task. But I took this one apart far enough to be able to see the drive belts. And at least in this drive here, the drive belts were perfectly fine. They had enough tension, and when I spun the motor around, I could see the belt moving around, so everything seems to be okay as far as that goes. I haven't been able to take this one apart because it requires tiny little screwdriver to get down in there to get to the screws, and all of my tiny precision screwdrivers are in the garage, and I'm not going to brave that weather at the moment. But yeah, that's the issue I'm having, and it's the same with both of these drives, like I said. And not only that, my other laptop, the Tecra, which uses these same drives, it has the same issues in Windows 98. It can't read the discs. So something's going on with that, but I'm going to continue working on this and see if I can actually get the audio drivers to work, because really that's the only thing that's not right. Alright, I have made progress. I read the README file for the sound drivers, and it said that it needed the Toshiba Windows utilities to be installed first. Luckily, I also have the installer for that. So this is the setup program for that, so we're going to run through it real quick. Go ahead and hit OK. And it's copying some files over. That was easy. You know, I use the Windows to monitor condition computers better. Cool. So now we have the tools, and this hardware setup program actually lets you change the BIOS options, which is really handy because it means you don't have to boot into the BIOS just to do it. So you get all of the the options here. So that's pretty neat. But anyway, now that we have that, we should be able to install the sound drivers now. So I'm going to head back to the file manager here. I'm gonna head over to my directory that I made that's got the drivers on it. Oh, I'm sorry, it actually copied the files into this folder here. So now I just have to find the setup program in here. It's probably just going to be called setup. So, yep, there it is. So now let's launch that. Welcome to the audio application setup. Setup installs the audio applications and driver on your computer and helps you determine the correct settings for audio drive hardware. Setup can require that you restart Windows. If you're running other Windows or MS-DOS applications, please close them before continuing. Yada yada yada. Okay, we should be fine. Let's hit continue. Aha! Driver installation. We will do the automatic. The changes you have made to your audio hardware require that you restart Windows. If you have not installed the audio application software, choose the install software button to install the software now. You will be asked to restart Windows again when the installation is complete. Okay, so let's go ahead and install the software. The PC audio directory, that sounds fine to me. And we'll do a complete installation because I have like 1.3 gigs of disk space because I put a bigger hard drive in this machine way back when I first got it. That hard drive sounds so lovely too. I'm really happy that it wasn't dead because I was really afraid that the hard drive had died. But nope, it was just some incorrect BIOS settings, and after I got them right, it booted straight up. There's a lot of WAV files. Wow, look at all those applications. Alright, it said it was going to ask me to restart again, but it doesn't seem to have done that. So I guess we'll hit exit. Oh, there we go. Okay. Restart Windows. So is it gonna completely restart the computer, or is it just gonna restart Windows? Nope, just restarting Windows. Ah, I heard audio. Yes, it's working. Let's see if the microphone is recording as well. So let's see here. Where is the mic? Okay, so I think the mic is right there. So I'm going to hit record and tap that a few times. Look at that, it looks like it's working. Hit stop and let's play that back. Aha! It is working. So there we go, that is the sound fixed at least. I'm going to continue messing around with this and hopefully I'll actually be able to get the floppy drive to work again, although I'm afraid that it may be an actual hardware failure within the drive and nothing to do with the software setup on the machine since it didn't work on the Tegra either. But anyway, I'm going to keep messing with it and I'll update you in a moment. Alright, I have made significant progress since last time. I think I have pretty much everything installed, all the drivers, everything seems to be working. Except, of course, the floppy drives. They do appear to be completely dead. But here we are at the command prompt. So I'm just gonna, or not command prompt, but MS-DOS prompt. And we have the official MS-DOS version 6.2.2 installed. So I'm going to go ahead and do a Control-Delete, and we will see it boot up from the beginning. There we have the BIOS. And it waits a second, and then it's going to do the memory self-test. Oh, alright, skipped that part actually. But here we go. Extended memory. CD-ROM driver loads. We get the boot screen. And the boot sound. So everything is working. I'll let's go actually and let's see. let's close this. I installed the Toshiba utilities. You saw that. So that's installed, and audio applications is also installed. And I wanted to actually open this audio clip library so I can play some sounds here. It says music right here, but it's far from music. It's more like short little clips of sound, but I'll start one and play it here. So let's see. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up. It is. What's it play? That sounds not bad considering there's only one tiny little mono speaker right there. It's loud enough at least. Let me actually, I think there is a volume control, yeah. Let me make sure the volume's all the way up in software as well. Oh, it's not, look at that. Oh wow, when you turn all the way up it makes a bit of a high-pitched noise out of the speaker. I don't know if you can hear that or not. That's loud. Well, let's go ahead and try to play something with the volume all the way up now. I'm afraid this is going to blow my ears off, but we'll play this one this time. And here we go. Wow, that was pretty shrill. Definitely louder though. Let's try one more. Yeah, it's clipping quite a bit with the volume up that loud. Let's go ahead and turn that back down. There's our volume control. I wonder if I can do it with the... Oh, I can. So at about that level, I can no longer hear the high-pitched noise the speaker was making, so I think I'll leave it there. I did notice, or I did change the theme, if you didn't notice. So I set the cinnamon window theme and I put the brick background on because that's absolutely my favorite background from Windows 3.11. I think it looks pretty good. They go well together. Alright, and the last thing of course is games. I haven't installed any games. I do have some MS-DOS games stored somewhere, but we can at least check out Solitaire for the moment. Maybe I'll go ahead and install a couple DOS games just to look at them. Yep, there is Solitaire running and working perfectly. I'm not going to actually play, but it is there. Let's see, we've got Hearts and Minesweeper as well. I've never been good at Minesweeper. Always check the corners first. Oh, dead. Oh, there you go. There's a game of Minesweeper. But yeah, I'll go ahead and see if I can install some DOS games, and we'll check those out real quick. Alright, so I managed to find my copy of Office 4.0, I think. Either 4.0 or 4.5, I can't remember. But I found that and installed it just for the fun of it. So now I have Microsoft Office. We just launch Word here. It recommends 8 megs of RAM for this application, but the minimum is 4 megs, and it seems to run okay as long as you don't open multiple programs at the same time. Like, you can run any of the programs, but running like Word and PowerPoint at the same time just starts to bog down really bad. And there you go. Everything works. Even change the font. Not a whole lot of fonts. Oh yeah, there are. Never mind. I'll change it to that one, and we will make it 28 point. There you go. So that works well. And I also copied over a bunch of freeware and shareware DOS games that I had. No. So let's see if we can get some of those running. Let's try. I thought I had. specific one on here, but I don't see it. But let's just launch this Mega Man X demo. Mega Man X did come out for DOS. That's something I didn't know for a long time, but it did actually come out for DOS as well. This is just a demo, obviously. It'll give you an idea of how it runs, which is just not very well at all, but it does run. It just slows down a lot. Also, the audio was really terrible for some reason. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to sound, but it's pretty bad. Takes it a while to load up. And there you go, Mega Man X. Obviously, I can't play this one-handed very well. Yeah, there you go. It works at least. This menu, how do I exit? Die. There we go, that does it. Mega Man X for the IBM PC CD-ROM, 15 levels of heavy metal excitement. I didn't get the rest of that. 4633 megahertz double speed CD-ROM, DOS 5.0 or higher, 4 megs of memory, 5 megs of hard drive space. Mini sound card supported. Very cool. It's strange, I have a 4086DX and it still slows down for me. I think I may be missing some sort of video drivers or something. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with the way this turned out. Everything's working well enough that you can use the computer and get an idea of what it's like, and that's kind of the goal I had in mind. I'm really bummed out about the floppy drive not working anymore, but other than that, it's not a bad little computer to mess around with. Exit Windows. Okay, get that lovely log off chime and turn it off. I've also got, well, this is a Windows 95 manual. I've also got Windows 95 Plus with a big chunk missing out of the disk. But I have here the original manual for Windows for Workgroups, and I had the installed disks in the box over there. But I do have all the original stuff that came with this laptop as well. So we've got the information package, user guide for the audio applications, the companion diskette guide, card manager, and this is one of the most important things that I have that came with this laptop is the reconfiguration guide, and this kind of goes through how to set everything back up the way it came from the factory if it's ever wiped. So this is really useful as far as making sure you get everything installed. It's just a diskette order form. I wonder if I send that in if they'll actually send me the discs. I highly doubt it. And then of course you got the user manual for the entire laptop, and boy is it hefty. But anyway, thanks for watching. This was the first video in several videos that I'm doing where I'm going to bring these laptops back to their original working order. The next in line is my 4030 CDT, as you can see here. It's running an incorrect version of Windows. I think it's got 2000 on it. I'm going to install Windows 98 back on it. So that'll be the next video. If you're interested in this sort of thing, stick around because I've got all of these laptops to go through. Well, not this one. That's my current laptop, and that one is just there because I was using it earlier. But these two here need Windows 98, and this one here needs Windows 98 as well. So I'm going to be installing Windows 98 on all of these laptops you see here, except for those, that one there and that one there. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, hang out and check out some of my other videos in the meantime. And until next time, guys, take it easy.